We will eat both of your arms and then both of your legs, and then we will eat your face right off of your head. You will be this armless, legless, faceless thing, won't you? Rolling down the street like a turd in the wind.
What the hell are you?
We are Venom. Oh, really? Have to check this out, aren't we?
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm your host.
What's happening, Wonder?
Yesterday we talked about how Sony wants Marvel Studios to keep their multiverse open in the MCU after Avengers Secret Wars and after the multiverse saga, so they can possibly put some of their other Spider-Man characters in the MCU. And now today, and also in the previous weeks, we're hearing specific news about Venom. About Venom 3, but also just about Venom in general and how it is possible that he could cross over into the MCU for Secret Wars. And just to be clear, we are specifically talking about Tom Hardy's Venom. Yes, the Venom that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to become when the Venom symbiote attaches to him in the MCU is obviously going to be very different than what we've seen with Sony, and we are assuming Eddie Brock in the MCU is going to be different and not played by Tom Hardy, but in this specific case we are talking about Tom Hardy's Venom in the MCU. Also, of course, not to mention a Spider-Man in Venom 3, a BTS shot of Venom 3 today, shared by Tom Hardy himself on the set of Venom 3, shows Tom Hardy wearing the same exact clothes that he wore in the Venom Let There Be Carnage post-credit scene. And insiders are seemingly hinting that Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock and Venom might go back and forth between the Sony Spider-Verse and the MCU in Venom 3, which would be absolutely insane, and I am definitely here for it because that opens up a big possibility of seeing either two Spider...
Yeah, because I thought that was kind of weird how they brought him in just to have him leave like that. I didn't like that. I was hoping that, something more was going to happen, but something did happen. We saw he left his baby behind, so, we'll see. But I really was hoping for a confrontation of some sort, no matter how small,
Spider-Man, or at least one. It opens up the possibility of seeing Tom Holland's Spider-Man, of course, in the MCU if he's going to the MCU again, and another Spider-Man in his own Spider-Man universe, which could be Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire or another Spider-Man altogether. But we do know that Sony originally was going to have Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man appear in Madam Web, so perhaps they are trying to use him again, possibly in Venom 3. So a lot to break down today, and if you're new, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel news. We're also going to be announcing our February winner in tomorrow's video, so be on the lookout for that. And of course, we start our March giveaway today. More on that giveaway at the end of the video. Now, a lot has been teased by several different insiders for Venom 3. For example, about 4 months ago, the insider Can We Get Some Toast posted who did Venom better, Insomniac's Spider-Man 2 for PS5 or Sony's Spider-Man universe, in which the insider My Time to Shine Hello stated,
"Well, I liked both, but I'm partial to Tom Hardy's in the first movie. Second movie, I still liked Venom, but I liked the first movie better. That really did work for me, surprisingly."
The movies did it better. They didn't even touch on the split personality stuff in the game. Movie Venom is also so much fun, and I can't wait to see him and Tom Holland's Spidey fight sooner than you think. And of course, everybody automatically thinks Venom 3 because that is the next time we're going to see Tom Hardy's Venom. Then a couple of weeks ago, Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus teased Venom re-entering the MCU. He put a poll out on Twitter with the question, Marvel Studios should use Tom Hardy as Venom or recast Eddie/Venom. Somebody replied, Sony will never let them. In which Alex P replied, if he enters the MCU again, with the eyes looking emoji. And to top it all off, he tweeted this, you guys think there's medications for multiversal headaches when you're divided between two universes at the same time. And what's really interesting about this is that it implies two different things. One is that Tom Hardy's Venom might indeed be going back and forth between the Spider-Verse and the MCU in Venom 3. He might not just be in one universe for the entire film. And two, he's actually making a reference back to WandaVision, where they gave us a Nexus commercial. And do you specifically remember
I was going to
what
ask
the
where did he
Nexus
get that
pill
from?
was for, let me give you a slight refresher.
Depressed. Like the world goes on without you? Do you just want to be left alone? Ask your doctor about Nexus, a unique antidepressant that works to anchor you back to your reality, or the reality of your choice. Side effects include feeling your feelings, confronting your truth, seizing your destiny, and possibly more depression. You should not take Nexus unless your doctor has cleared you to move on with your life. Nexus. Because the world doesn't revolve around you.
It's a unique antidepressant that works to anchor you
for depression. With chemotherapy, one of the number one side effects is more cancer. That's real.
back to your reality. Now, of course, in this setting, they were referring to the Scarlet Witch, a Nexus being who had created her own reality in Westview. But it does bring up a pretty good point. What happens when a person is kind of stuck between two universes? What happens to that person? Well, it looks like we're going to find out in Venom 3, and really, Marvel Studios has set this up with Sony for a pretty long time now. So we all originally thought that the post-credit scene for Venom Let There Be Carnage, where he enters the MCU, and the post-credit scene for Spider-Man No Way Home, where he goes back to the Sony Spider-Verse, leaving a piece of Venom behind, were a massive tease and kind of a jerk move from Sony that led us to believe that Venom was going to be in the MCU and then took him away from us. However, it seems like that might not actually be the case. Could it be that they did indeed have a plan this entire time? Well, it looks like it, and if you think about it, that makes sense, because Sony and Marvel Studios were obviously working together for these two post-credit scenes, and it doesn't really seem in Kevin Feige's nature to kind of toy with our emotions like that. Yes, they could have done it to kind of set up a piece of Tom Hardy's Venom being in the MCU, but
they've been toying with our emotions for several years. Maybe not like that, but boy have they.
But why? Think about it. If Sony and Marvel Studios were playing nicely with each other and they were agreeing that Tom Hardy's Venom could cross over, why not just have him cross over and stay there? Well, it seems like the plan the entire time was to have a Venom film where he goes back and forth between the universes. And ultimately, maybe, and hopefully for Avengers Secret Wars, Tom Hardy's Venom will be in the MCU and will fight alongside the heroes that we know and love. There is something that is pretty intriguing though. About 2 months ago, Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus tweeted this: Venom Lethal Protector, which is the most likely title, will certainly bring discussions. And when the time for that discussion comes, I will remove myself from that conversation. So he's implying that something is really going to be going down in Venom 3. Something that will really bring some certain discussions. And it sounds like it's either multiverse or Spider-Man related, or both. I personally think the way that things have been currently set up between Marvel Studios and Sony, and based off of what some insiders have said about Tom Holland's Spider-Man fighting Tom Hardy's Venom soon, plus not to mention Tom Hardy said that the Olympic gold medal, if he were to go for that, would be him versus Spider-Man, and he would be crazy to not try and do that. That combined with all of this multiversal news that we've been hearing for Venom 3, I'm really starting to think that we are going to get Tom Hardy fighting Tom Holland in Venom 3. Now, this is just speculation at this point. Yes, insiders are talking about it, but it's not confirmed yet. So please don't take me saying this as an official confirmation, but I'm saying the signs are definitely there, and if you are Sony and Marvel Studios, this really is what you would want. Granted, it's a Sony movie, but if you want Tom Hardy's Venom in the MCU, which Kevin...
Let me tell you something. I'll go for him fighting any of them. I mean, the least would be Toby's, because Toby's already fought a Venom before, but either one would go for me. Either Tom or Andrew. I don't care which one, to tell you the truth.
Feige definitely knows that fans want.
And we've all wanted Andrew back, so it might work better, even better with Andrew.
Then you have to kind of play nice with Sony and let Tom Holland's Spider-Man cross over to the Sony Spider-Verse for a film. Or actually, you really don't even have to have Tom Holland's Spider-Man jump to the Spider-Verse. Not technically, I guess, because you could have Venom go back to the MCU, and that's where they could fight there. Technically, Tom Holland would be in a Venom film, but he would exist in the MCU in that film, so technically, I guess he would not be in the Spider-Verse. Inception, loopholes, weird stuff, but technically, Kevin Feige would probably be okay with that. And here's the thing, they've already set up Tom Hardy jumping back and forth between multiverses with the post-credit scenes for Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and Spider-Man No Way Home. It seems like this is already done. And if Venom and Eddie do go back to the MCU, then we already know they're going to go and try to find Spider-Man. So we really could be getting Tom Hardy versus Tom Holland. Now, Tom Hardy shared this set photo where he's wearing the same clothes that he wore in the post-credit scene for Spider-Man No Way Home. And they're most likely just picking up where they left off, obviously, but it also could be a sign that Eddie keeps getting pulled back and forth between the universes and hasn't really had time to adjust or change yet. So based off of what insiders have said and what Marvel Studios and Sony have already set up, it does seem like he will be going back and forth between the universes and hopefully will run into Spider-Man. Seems like it would be a huge missed opportunity if they didn't have him meet Tom Holland Spider-Man at least once in the film and then have Eddie Brock.
Yeah, you licked him on the TV. Might as well meet him.
End of this film, so he can appear in Avengers Secret Wars. And it seems like Sony really wants that to happen based off of the recent news that we got yesterday that Sony wants Marvel Studios' multiverse to remain open after Secret Wars so they can kind of throw some of their characters in the MCU. It seems like a win-win, but let me know what you all think about this in the comments down below. Do you think Venom will end up in the MCU for Secret Wars and at the end of Venom 3? Let me know your thoughts down below.
We shall see. Ooh. See, and I'm trying to think, what is more money? What is more money? What is going to make fans go to the theater more? Fighting Tom Holland's Spider-Man or fighting Andrew Garfield's? I think it's fighting Andrew Garfield's because we haven't seen him in a while. And he was like the standout performance in a way from that movie. Everybody was just so pleased with seeing him and seeing his performance that they want him back. So it's like, okay, Toby was already beloved. People were already liking Tom Holland. People also don't like him too, but I think he's the more money. I do. I'm not saying that's a lot more money. I'm just saying I think he's more money. And then maybe he could run into Tom Holland later. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but that's what I think. I think Andrew Garfield is more money for him to show up. Just like he should have showed up in Madam Web, but good thing he didn't for his career. Good thing he didn't. Get over there, follow the Cosmic Wonder. Tell him Tyrone Magnus sent you.